Hello everyone, this is Steve from stevesandella.com. Stepped all over that, but how are you? I'm doing well. I wanted to make this video today to talk to you about something that I think is very important, and it's something that we overlook. And it's about our influencers, the people in our lives around us that have a subtle and a sometimes not so subtle influence over our lives, the decisions we make, the choices we make, the way we look at the world. The people that are around you, they influence your behavior. They influence your outlook. And it's important to recognize whether the people you have in your life are a positive influence or a negative one. I know personally I struggled with this for many, many years because of my anxiety and my severely low self-esteem. The type of people that I gravitated towards weren't necessarily the best people for me. Doesn't mean that they weren't good people. It doesn't mean that they didn't deserve love or caring or attention. But the way that they impacted my life was not a positive one for me. It didn't take me in the right direction. And it took me many, many years to understand that my life had value, and the things that I wanted to create for myself in my life had value. And it was okay to put my needs first. It was okay for me to look at the things that I wanted to create and say, this is a priority to me, instead of always feeling as if I needed to put everyone else's needs ahead of my own. And some of the people that were in my life always put me in a position where I was made to feel guilty if I didn't put their needs ahead of mine. And they were very unhealthy relationships, and it was part of what kept me trapped in a place that was very dark and very negative for a very long time. So I offer up to you today a tip, an idea, a question. It's a very simple question. Are the people in your life positive influencers or negative influencers? Take a minute, sit and think about the 5 people you interact with most in your life. It can be anyone. It can be a spouse, it can be a parent, it could be a best friend, it could be a coworker. Think about them and ask yourself this question: do I want to be more like them? That's it. If you look at the people in your life and you aspire to be more like them in the way that they handle themselves, in the confidence they have, in the decisions that they make, then that's a good influencer to have and keep in your life, because they are going to help give you something to aim for. But if you look at these people and you say, wow, this person's always negative, or they're always complaining, or I'm constantly being put in a position where I have to lift them up, or they always drag me down. Whenever I'm in a good mood and I'm around them, all they do is complain, and then eventually I end up in a bad mood and complaining as well. Those people, they tend to have more of a negative influence on you. And this may be hard to hear, but you may need to make some really tough choices about the people that you choose to interact with often in your life. Because if you're serious about improving your life, if you're serious about making changes, you have to make changes. And sometimes those changes have to do with the people you spend the most time with. And I know this is a hard thing for a lot of people to hear, because it's been so ingrained in our culture, the idea of loyalty. But there's a false loyalty that happens in bad relationships. You guilt yourself into believing that you need to stay loyal, and if you're not loyal, then you're a bad person. But if you're with a person that's bringing you down, it's okay to recognize that and want to do something about that. And if you're not willing to to terminate the relationship or to greatly reduce the amount of time you spend with people who are negative influencers, maybe you talk to them. Maybe you let them know how you feel and how they make you feel. And try to reset the rules of your relationship so that you can benefit and they can benefit, and you can continue to stay in each other's lives and have a positive impact on each other. But I found in most cases, many of the people who are stuck there, unless they're ready to take those steps personally, you're going to have a hard time pushing them. You know the old saying, you can lead a horse to water, you can't make them drink. It's the same thing with spiritual growth, with inner growth and wanting to improve self-help and improve yourself. That comes from inside. That comes from a desire to improve yourself. But if you feel like you're being forced into changing and forced into improvement, you're going to be resistant to it. And if the person who's in your life, if they're not open to change themselves, they're going to be resistant to your change. And as you continue to grow and improve in your life, those people, they're going to make it more difficult for you because they're going to see your changes and it's going to threaten them. And it's going to make it more difficult as you continue to grow, as you continue to change, as you continue to improve. The idea of which friends or which influencers in your life are positive or negative, they're going to start to become more obvious. Because as you get better, they're going to push you to stay the same. Because when you start to change your world, it forces change upon other people. Because some people in your life, some relationships that you have right now, I can guarantee it, they need you to stay stuck because it fills a void in their life. And when you change and improve, it creates a void in their life. If you're the nervous, anxious friend that they always come in and try to rescue, it benefits them for you to stay nervous and anxious because it gives them a sense of value in fixing you. And that's not good, because if they truly cared about you, it's not a question of staying needed. It's a question of wanting to see you truly improve. So that's my idea for today. My question that I put out to you, the people in your life, are they positive influencers or negative ones? And what are you going to do? What are you willing to do about it? Are you going to talk to them? Or are you going to make some of the hard choices and say, maybe I need to find some other people that I aspire to be like and start hanging out with them, because they're going to push me to get better, to improve myself. They're not going to keep me down because they've already attained something that I want to attain. And I want to learn from them so that I can attain it as well. So that's it for me. I hope you enjoyed the video. Like always, if you ever have a question, please shoot me an email, steve@stevezanella.com. I love to hear from people, and subscribe to the channel. Check it out. I always try to put out videos at least once a week to share some positive thoughts and some helpful tips. And that's it for me. I hope that you have an amazing day.